if I put you in a house and in that house you heard 26 children crying from the basement, and you looked back at me and said, how do I get into the basement? And I said, what basement? And it turns out there was a hidden door somewhere in the house. How long do you think it would take you to find that hidden door? Personally, I didn't see it coming.
As a mom, I would never bring myself in the shower when there's a baby car.
Where are these kids?
Yeah.
Like where?
Yeah. It's playing down here.
Oh my God.
On the afternoon of November 13th, 2019, Officer Landon of El Paso County, Colorado conducts a welfare check at a daycare center after
Oh, okay. So they're supposed to be here. It's a daycare center.
receiving a tip about its owner, Carla Marie Faith. She'd allegedly been taking in more children than allowed by her license and was hiding them.
I would be so scared to have a child in general. And then to put them in daycare, there are so many different reasons why that's terrifying. One of which is this. One of which is, oh, what if the person that's supposed to take care of them isn't taking care of them? Another is all the little like sicknesses that kids develop from each other and not ones where they're like building their immune systems.
Licensing officer tries to contact Carla but is told that no children are present that day. However, parents had requested a welfare check on a child that has been dropped off at the center that morning. As Officer Landon and the licensing officer approach the property, they remain unprepared for the shocking discovery that awaits them inside.
I'm calling my sergeant. This is weird. I have a really bad feeling about what's going on here.
The first officer on scene at the Play Mountain Place daycare center meets with two licensing officials. The daycare's owner, Carla Marie Faith, has told licensing officials that she has no children on the property that day. Little does she know, the supervisor has been in contact with a mother who confirmed that she dropped her toddler off at the residence earlier that morning.
Again, this is like so scary. I cannot imagine. I was never someone who, as a child, was put into the trust of other people. I stayed home alone all the time. Did not matter how old I was.
The officer is now tasked with puzzling out the truth, but she cannot know just how many secrets Carla may be hiding. The following footage has never been seen before.
God, that's so scary.
There's nothing visible in the front. They would be in this room.
Yes. So I'm wondering if we need to have her come to try to pick up her child.
Ooh.
She said she was willing to come
Well,
here.
as a mom, I would never bring myself.
Hello, CSPD.
You can say stuff like that, like as a mom, I would never, but you don't know why they're at this daycare. Like, it could be the only one that's affordable for them. It could be the closest one too. It could be the only one that works with their hours. Like, you can't really blame people for the things they do to have to be people. It's a hard life to live just to live. Now, you can blame the person who's running this daycare for running it the way that they do, because this already seems wild. I will never understand people lying in the easy ways that can be figured out. Like, if you want to lie about something hidden, okay, yeah, I get that. Like, it's not your job to tell the police what's happening. But to be like, I didn't have any kids dropped off today, when they're in contact with the parents who dropped those kids off, that's a dumb lie to drop.
Because she pulled up in the silver defect over there.
So do you believe that these kids are by themselves in this house?
Potentially. We did not see anyone else here. Carla, I just saw her leave out the back. That
just
parent
left?
thinks their child is here. So
And this child was born in 2017, so it's just
Oh my
a little
God.
one.
not anybody that could even come to the door.
So we have a 2-year-old.
At the time of the video, Carla's license states that no more than 2 children under the age of 2 may be in her care, with a maximum capacity of 6 children in total for this location.
Another super scary thing is how long it takes for full body cams to come out. Sometimes it's fast, like the Tyreek Hill thing. But when was this video posted? 12 days ago, and it happened in 2019. So for another 5 years, unless this woman is in prison, she's probably still practicing, doing the exact same thing.
Well, do we know that someone's in here? Or just... All I can hear is the movie.
Oh my God, that's so scary. Oh, that's a
I hear
kid.
a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she also owns another home that she was doing unlicensed care out of research, and we do not see any evidence that she lives there. We're citing her for that. We're going through that process.
No idea how that works.
Serious. So we had another parent file a complaint for the other unlicensed location, but they can file those anonymously.
Despite the allegations, the officer is not authorized to enter the residence without probable cause. Mere suspicions are not enough at the moment.
Is hearing the child that is not supposed to be there not enough probable cause? And even if they are supposed to be there, they're there alone. Is that not enough? Like, hey, this kid is stuck in there is absolutely enough probable cause, isn't it? I guess it's enough. If a child is stuck in there, you need to save them. It's enough to not get yourself in trouble. I don't know that it's enough to go in there without a warrant and find anything that may be used as evidence. I don't know. Well, I'm sure we'll learn more as we get deeper into stuff like this.
So how are parents supposed to get their kids?
Well, so that's the thing. Either she took the kids somewhere else. Either there is not actually children here, and that's why but she was very nervous and kept telling us she had an appointment.
I just put the title together. She's not supposed to have more than 6 kids at a single time. And they're going to find 25.
We need to leave.
It's one of those things, and I've said it so many times, people who seek out these jobs are probably not the people who should have them. There are plenty of great people in this world who are capable and should be taking care of kids. They're not always the ones that want to. The people that want to, I'm afraid of. Like, what is it about you that you feel so comfortable having 25 kids in your house? I don't want a stranger's child in my house, period. If my neighbors were like, this is an emergency, please watch my child, I would put it on a leash and tie it to a door where I could see it, but not interact with it, and like toss it in orange every now and then. I'm not made to be a parent. I'm not made to take care of anyone.
There's a camera right there, so they see I'm here.
The supervisor gets a cell phone number for Carla, but again, no one answers. They'll have to try something more creative.
Call her and say, I'm ready to come get my child. Where is he? Yeah.
I would feel more comfortable leaving my child at a casino all day than I would at like a stranger's house for daycare. I don't know how hot of a take that is, but at a casino, there's cameras. There's multiple people watching.
She's ready to do that. Okay. If you want to do that now and then just give me a call back, let me know what she says. Ask her where he's at. Okay. All right. Thanks. Okay. Bye.
I don't trust anyone taking care of Toast. It is so hard for me to leave her here for like 3 days with my sister. My sister does a good job. I just like hate it. I can't imagine like leaving a kid somewhere.
That was
She
her
should
that just
probably be ready to never bring her kid here
She
again.
said, she's like, oh, never. That's what I said. I
Okay.
said, she
Because
said,
this is obviously going to make things not okay for future.
there was a lot of very strange things that happened that led up to this. So the parent went up to the gate to try to get her child. Carla called the parent on the phone, and the parent said, I need to go. Left and didn't come back. So they had intended to come get their child here, but Carla called them and said basically to leave.
What?
Well, so interestingly, I'm really glad.
If you have my kid inside your house, I'm there to pick them up, and you say leave, I'm kicking a door down or calling the police. There is not a reason that's okay. What?
I just went back down there. I saw her standing out in the back getting picked up by that Mustang because she doesn't want to get in this Jeep because she told me she doesn't drive a Jeep. She lied. So she's providing false and misleading information to us, which is enough for grounds for adverse licensing action. But that's not the concern at this point. Where are the children?
Yeah, if I drop my kid off somewhere, I expect them to continue to be at that place,
Yeah.
not carted back and forth.
A moment later, a black Camaro is seen driving past the house. Despite the officer later identifying the car as a Mustang, it is actually a Camaro.
She just drove
What's the
away.
plate? Can you read that far?
No.
I'm going to start walking around in case.
Now I'm wondering.
Oh.
Did she just straight drive away?
The official has seen Carla re-enter the property, and the officer immediately walks toward the back alley to try to intercept her.
Lincoln, Ocean 1. Hi, sir. Would you mind chatting with me for a second? Sure. Just step out and talk to me.
The man is Mark Spillane, who identifies himself as Carla's employee.
She's my
Did you
boss.
come and pick her up just now?
Yeah, I just dropped her off.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Where are the kids?
Okay. I mean, yeah, I just dropped her off. Sounds like he doesn't know what's happening.
I don't think she has any right now.
She's supposed to have at least one, and I
Really?
need to check on that kid.
I didn't know. Sorry.
Okay.
I just grabbed her real quick, went to the bank, came back.
When asked where he believes the children are, Mark gives the same address that the officer and the licensing official are already at.
At this point, you're not in any sort of trouble. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay.
So, again, I appreciate you stopping to chat with me. Is she known to do some hinky things?
Not really.
Well, where the hell are these kids is my problem.
Okay.
It seems to be that there's been several reports and people are concerned that they drop their kids off and they're not where they're supposed to be.
Oh, okay.
And if I was a parent, I'd be pretty upset about that too.
I'd say so. That
Yeah.
would upset me.
And so, I mean, obviously they're concerned about things like this where you have nothing to do with this. You're coming to pick her up because she asked you to, but
And drop
you
her
know,
off.
yeah.
That was it.
But if she's leaving kiddos by themselves, that's a problem. Well, we're gonna continue to investigate this. I would ask that you don't call her right now until we could talk to her in person, but
After speaking with Mark, the officer moves to the rear entrance of the property.
if I can have an extra set of hands over here, that'd be great. You could call me before you get here. I have another officer coming that's going to come back here with you.
Thank you.
I'm going to go see what I can get done in the front side, but this is getting weirder and weirder.
It's bizarre.
Do you think she's more likely to cop back here or go to
I
the
think
front with your
something
partner?
is watching to see if they can either do something in the front or do something in the back.
One of the bad things about listening to the podcasts that I do, podcasts like I Can't Believe This Is Really Happening or Risk, is that when people feel like they need to tell their stories, it's usually one way or the other. Something really, really good happened or something really, really bad happened. There's not a lot of people who sit somewhere in the middle who want to go out and tell their story. So a lot of stories that I hear about people's experiences with social workers are negative. CPS was called, social worker was like, oh, well, you haven't been beat today and left. Stuff like that. Oh, social worker came, knocked on the door. Parents finished beating me, opened the door, said, he's fine. And so the social worker left. So it's nice to see these two doing their job. And again, like I'm sure there are 90% of social workers, 95, 99, who do their job correctly. But when you spend a lot of time listening to people just tell their stories usually go one way or the other. It's either really good or really bad. So it's nice to just get to sit back and watch people be real people and not just people who needed a job with some sort of power.
With the call coming in, Officer Landon takes the opportunity to chalk out an action plan with her partner.
I'm going to go back.
A lot of people who end up taking those type of jobs are people who themselves were failed by those people early on. And that's also kind of where like the stories tend to lead. Like, oh, I'm this advocate now. I'm a social worker now. I run this foundation now because when I was younger, they didn't say anything for me. So it's, again, nice to just get to see it.
Landon takes the opportunity to chalk out an action plan with her partner.
I'm going to go back to the front of the house. If you could go to the alley, it's on the north side. There's a lady back here in a gray shirt, black pants. She's with one of the licensing boards. She's keeping eyes on here, and there's one in the front too, but I hate leaving any of these ladies by themselves with all of this stuff. My partner's 5 minutes out. Okay.
Finally, a mother arrives, expecting to pick up her child.
That's so scary.
She hasn't answered for us so far, so we'll see.
Hi, buddy.
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. I need to talk with you.
I think you need to talk with Carla, maybe?
Oh my God,
Not
what?
Carla.
So a mom shows up to pick up her kid. Kid's there. This is an employee of Carla, I'm assuming. And they're like, nope, you need to talk to Carla. There's There's definitely something that needs to be explained here. Why was nobody answering the door?
Who are you, though?
I'm Chrissy.
Chrissy?
Yes.
Okay, I need to talk to Carla as well.
Alright.
Do you have some ID on you?
I do. Carla's right over there, though.
Sure. You want to come over here?
I would not let that door close now.
What was your name? I'm sorry.
Chrissy.
Chrissy.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you work for the facility or?
No, I don't work here. No.
What are you doing here?
I'm a friend.
Okay.
Hey, how are you? I am super well.
I was knocking on the front door forever. Why didn't you answer?
I wasn't.
Ringing on the intercom, calling.
Our intercom is off? I don't know.
Okay. Well, let's go check out where Carla is.
Oh my god.
How many kiddos do you guys have today?
You can't say 0.
The officer can see that her questions are being dodged, but now she knows there was at least one child on the property. She's one step closer to unraveling this bizarre mystery.
Hello. I'm Officer Langdon Isaac with CSPD. How are you, ma'am?
Good.
You're Carla?
I am.
So I'm kind of getting in on the end of all.
I know. And I'm sorry you're involved.
It seems like there's a whole lot going on. So
Go for it.
I'm just trying to figure out.
I already hate her. Like you can tell this woman is so fake. I'm sorry you're involved. What a misunderstanding this is going to be. I think it's harder when you meet these people in person. Like we are so far detached. And so we can look at them and be like, oh, it's kind of weird they said that or act that way. In person, it's probably harder. And in person, I think you kind of give people that space to just be like a little awkward because being a person is awkward. We also know there's a lot of hindsight that they don't get. We know this ends badly. We know that this ends with them finding a bunch of children in that house.
Exactly what's going on.
I don't know how to help you. You can ask me questions. I can answer them. And I'm sorry.
Okay.
Do you want some water or anything?
Oh, no. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm good.
You take that.
So obviously we have some concerns about some kiddos' welfare. But we come and knock, nobody's answering. I hear music playing from the front. You're hopping back fences. I don't know what's going on. So can you kind of give
I
me
just
some sort
didn't
of...
have my gate opener, but I came back to the property.
Okay.
So,
Why did you leave?
do you want to come in?
Well, I'd like to check that house and see if there's any other kiddos.
Sure.
If you're just being honest with me. If you have
Sure.
other kids, tell me you have other kids.
Sure. No worries.
Okay.
And you want to check that house?
Yeah, I would like to check both.
Carla's property has 2 houses, one where she runs
That's a
the
thumbnail.
daycare center, and another that she seems to have rented out. As Officer Landon demands to search the second house, Carla and Chrissy try to contact the tenant for permission.
What?
I don't know if the tenant is
So they rented out the house that they're stowing kids in?
there or not. So
Okay.
we're trying to reach her, and that's what we're doing.
Okay.
So
You understand I'm not licensing it, and I don't care anything about that. I just care if kids are okay.
I get
Fair
it.
enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
licensing's
but-
behind you. Again, she's trying to get in the house. We're good.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. So we're trying so that we can let you. We had a feeling this might.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this all...
Mm-hmm.
This is a cute place.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
How many kids do you usually have?
It varies, and I don't always have them.
Answer the question.
It's on the way, but you're more than welcome. I'll leave this open
Okay.
and see if she's reachable.
Okay. That's the person who owns this house?
Mm-hmm. Well, I own the whole property, but they rented it.
Yeah, she's on her way.
Okay.
All right.
So the tenant's on their way back instead of just letting them in the house.
She should be here very soon.
Okay.
And who is this to you?
A friend.
Okay. Is she an employee as well?
No, just my friend.
Okay. And so
Yeah.
she was... You were gone?
Yeah, I just ducked out to go have some lunch.
Okay. Is that normal?
For me to duck out and have lunch?
Yeah. I mean, is it... I don't know what... I guess for them it's not okay. It's not a crime. Again.
That feels weird. If you ran the daycare I left my kid at and you were like, hey, midday, every day I leave to go get food, but it's fine, I leave them with a friend, I don't know that I'd feel comfortable. I'm assuming that the parents don't all meet Chrissy. Or that, yeah, she does work there. Which I don't know why you would lie about that. Like, you're going to get into a lot less trouble for having an employee you shouldn't have than for harboring 25 kids. I say harboring like the kids are fugitives. Maybe they are. Maybe all 25 of them are just like running away from the law. And she's actually trying to help them. 2-year-old walks out in handcuffs. It's for tax evasion. Wham! It's Waluigi. It's sketchy. It's very sketchy. At best, it is very, very sketchy. There's no way to go up from here. 25 is a lot. She's only supposed to have 6, is what we learned from one of the social workers. At most, she's only allowed to have 6. 2 or fewer of them can be under the age of 2.
I'm here for entirely different reasons than they are.
No worries. No
Okay.
worries.
I'm happy by himself. That's
No.
what I was mostly worried about when
Yeah.
nobody was answering. And
No worries.
While everything might seem serene on the surface, they will soon find out that something unsettling is going on under the surface.
I could never be a social worker in that I assume everybody's lying to me all the time. Not like in my life, just like in these situations, I always, and it's a bad thing, I understand, but I do always assume that like people like her are lying. You definitely shouldn't, but like that's just the feeling that I get.
and once we can figure out that there's no other kiddos being in that house, and then we can be done.
Well, she let me just go in. Are any of the doors open or unlocked?
I'm
Are you
not
asking?
sure. I think that one is actually locked. But
They're locked. I just don't.
So do we think that she just like doesn't want to deal with the kids, so she lets them into this house and locks them in? Is that kind of what happens here? Oh, secret door. So they're in a basement? She just like locks them all in a basement? That is evil. Like that is... I would feel so bad if I like accidentally tripped a kid or if I made them like cry. Again, other reason I don't want to be a parent. Like I can't handle like if something happens to that, like it would break me. So like I cannot imagine being the reason these people are just suffering.
That's open.
93 from 71. We're in the backyard now when you get here.
If Lee and I have a kid, one of us has to be a stay-at-home parent. She could do it or I could do it. I don't care. But like I cannot leave that thing with anyone else.
Make yourself at home.
You don't mind if I just check around?
Make YouTube videos. It would have to be me,
Despite
right?
suspicion,
Oh, imagine, dude. It's just me and a kid just in the same chair. The kid's not even wearing headphones. We get down to the basement. There's 25 children all crying. And I go, look, that could have been you. I did this for you. I give a complex. 20 years later, they make a video about me and why they're estranged from me. God, what a circle that would be. Good bit.
the officer checks the entire property but finds nothing incriminating.
There's one here at the park.
There was a kid at the park?
Is this a basement?
No, but you can open it.
Do you have a basement?
No,
Okay. Do you mind moving that fluff?
it's just clothes and stuff.
Well, just up there.
What are these
Just
voices?
blankets and stuff.
It
Mind if I
says the
move it?
TV, but like there's a lot of kid voices happening.
This is big. There's a shoot ton of backpacks. What backpacks are these?
We're taking them and getting them cleaned for the soccer team.
That doesn't sound very likely to me.
As the officer gets more confrontational, Carla begins to fumble.
So if I call these parents, where are they going to say their kids are right now?
I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to have you step aside. I'm just going to get some of that information off of there. Talk to my partner here for a second. She's hiding those backpacks. Where are these kids? Numbers on all these backpacks.
Yes.
Figure out. Kids. It's the shower.
This is terrifying.
There's a baby car.
Where are these kids?
Especially for babies. I don't know.
There's diaper bags. There's little backpacks. Try calling the mom of this. Where are these kids?
She's being extremely.
This was covered with this And she was trying to sit on it.
She does not want to be so exactly.
Outside, the other officer collects information from Christina Swagger, or Chrissy, and Carla.
9-3 switching door. Hey, ma'am.
I'm just getting some water.
You know, walk back over here. I just want you to hang out in this area.
Do you want me to stay here with you?
No, I'm good.
I beat people up for less,
I mean,
but I haven't
okay.
been in a fight since I was
Doesn't
like
matter to
19.
me. I have nothing to do.
While Officer Parker makes sure no one wanders off, Officer Landon tries to contact some of the parents from the information on the backpacks before resuming the house search. What she doesn't know yet is that there is information being shared behind her back.
They're not sleeping somewhere. They're nap studying out in here.
Any other phone numbers?
Also, if I'm one of these parents, I'm going for it. Oh, I'm going for it. If I walk into a house and you put my kid in a basement, I'm taking one of my knees and putting it through your skull. You could pick which knee if you really want to, but it is happening.
In those two bags. Diapers. I wonder her daughter's the one that left out of here this morning.
7,
Yes.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13 kids' backpacks.
She said she's
Ooh.
having them cleaned for the soccer team.
While the situation continues to grow murkier inside, Officer Parker continues to supervise Carla and Chrissy.
After you make sure all the kids are we still staying here or what?
I don't know. I'm just here
What
to
do you
back
mean?
up.
Haven't found any kids. Like, what is? I just need to know where things are going and what.
Sure, I don't know.
Okay.
I just got here. I haven't spoken with the other officer yet, so I wouldn't be able to give you an accurate answer because I have no idea. Ma'am,
Oh yeah, sorry.
can I have you step out here now?
Yeah, of course. I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
She said they grabbed the box. She wasn't here.
No, that's the other social worker. Is it the tenant?
No. These kids are here.
Is there a basement?
Also, that is so weird. You rent out this house, but they keep the kids in there while you're gone during the day? Oh, it's Carla. Oh, you're right. I didn't recognize the voice.
Yeah. Like where? Yeah. It's playing down.
Yes, you're right.
Maybe I think that's it. You see.
Do you think that is just like music being played and the kids are there? Or there's like one lonely kid down there with a piano just playing for the rest of the children? Like a little kid piano bar while they're all down there stuck?
There's got to be a way to get down there. I'm calling my sergeant. This is weird.
With more concerning evidence discovered, Officer Parker keeps his eye on
This is not the point of the video, but who in their right mind uses their middle finger on their phone? I know like old people use their index finger. I know because I do it sometimes. But it's your index or your thumb.
With more concerning evidence discovered, Officer Parker keeps his eye on Carla.
I'm gonna go use the bathroom.
Cops.
Ma'am, you can probably hold it.
Stop. Stop walking away, woman. Hey, cab. All Carlas are bad.
As Officer Parker guides Carla back from the bathroom, Officer Landon gives him a call to express her concerns.
Officer Parker.
So I have a
I
really
do it
bad
too.
feeling about what's going on here. So I'm gonna call Sarge. Just keep them out there, please. Just, you can keep them in that side building.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you both parties in the back.
That's what. How?
Okay, well, there's music coming from a weird place, in that she denied that any other kids were here. So she's changing her stories and weird stuff is going on.
As the officers inch closer to an unexpected revelation, Carla and Chrissy decide to talk. Whether or not anything they have to say is the truth is another matter entirely.
Why don't we just tell them that the kids are at the door?
What? Why would you say that out loud?
She says all the kids at the park.
That's where they're at.
Yeah.
Sure.
Why don't you just head on over there?
How many are there?
Okay. Okay.
We hear
so-
music
I
playing
can do that.
downstairs. How do you get downstairs?
Yeah, they're both clear.
There is no downstairs.
There is. We can hear it. And we can hear it through the vent.
They're over on the park.
Where? What's downstairs?
There's nothing downstairs.
There's children in the basement. We don't know how to get in there.
Okay.
There's no access to a basement. There isn't a basement. Do you want to go over to the park?
No, not
Dude,
yet.
why is she trying to take them to the park? In general, you should never go to a second location with somebody that you don't know, right? Like ever. That's how all murders happen. But this is not what that is. This is just like her trying to deflect them away from the house. Also, like, does she think they're all going to go to the park with her? Like, there's multiple cops there. There's multiple social workers. What is going to the park getting you?
Upon realizing this was going far beyond what initially brought them to the scene, Officer Landon calls the sergeant.
I'm searching the house, and I can hear music coming from the basement, like children's music. I can't figure out how to get down there, but this is strange enough that it's got those little hairs rolling. I can't find an opening to a basement, but I can hear music coming from a vent into the basement. I've got Parker out back, keeping those ladies away from here, and I'm just trying to sort this out. Okay, thank you, Sergeant.
Desperate to locate the children, Officer Parker doubles down on his questions, his patience wearing thin.
So how do we get in the basement?
There is no basement. I am so sorry, but there's just not.
Okay. So where's the music coming from?
I don't know. I don't know. Have you heard music? I haven't heard any music.
Carla. Nah, dude, stop
Put you
going in
handcuffs if you
places.
Stop following my instructions. Sit down and
Like you get under the patio.
Over there by the end of the water.
Okay, show us the other body cam.
I stood up. I'm sorry. Sorry.
yeah. No, the reason I'm
You
having
think
you sit
Carla
down
has
is you
kids?
seem very nervous. You're wandering around and not paying any attention to what I'm telling you.
I'm sorry.
Appreciate it.
There's windows that go downstairs.
And she's saying we can get to it through under the deck. And we said, how? And she won't. There's blinds on the window. Right
Under the deck, and magically that music stopped. You said there's access under this deck?
Over on the side. That's if they left the opening.
On that side? Parker, just stay in here for a second. Like through here and down, or how?
On the other side. I don't.
So out and around.
How do you put a bunch of kids in a basement and keep them quiet? Like underground. You just like hide an egg somewhere and whoever finds the egg today gets out.
Okay. On
That's
the other
wild.
side, from the front. Does this gate move? Carla, how do you get between the two? Let me just be frank with you. I don't care about licensing. I don't care. At all.
The kids are at the park. I've
Then
told
why
them.
do I hear music coming from down?
You said there were
I
no
don't know. I'm
kids.
so sorry.
And you hide in the backpacks from me like a cat on a tin roof. Weird. You know?
Yeah.
Don't laugh
All
at
of
that.
this It's a succession of events that is altogether not okay. If there's kids downstairs, we can deal with that, but you got to tell me how to get to them. I just want to lay eyes. So tell me how to get to the kids.
I don't know why you're hearing music, and I'm really sorry.
I don't think
If
you
they
can.
want to see kids, they can go to the park. The kids are over there.
And that'll be our next step. We'll go look there.
Okay.
Or the problem might be that if you do take their phones, you took them without a warrant, and so if there's anything on them, now it's inadmissible. Whereas, like, if there's text between them, you want to have them later.
But why am I hearing music from Dad?
I don't know.
And as soon as we mention that, you text somebody and it shuts off. That's weird.
Ooh.
No, I'm not doing that. I can
Okay.
show you.
Let's go stand over here.
Okay.
Music stopped.
I know.
There's window lines on the side and in the back.
And that window down there.
Blinds on it. We don't put blinds in girls.
Even if there is a crawl.
No.
More time has elapsed as Officer Landon continues to search doggedly for a way into the basement. Just then, Officer Parker notices something that sends a chill down his spine.
Ooh.
Hear that kid crying?
Yes. He
Oh,
hears
okay.
it crying there.
Well, I don't know where. Just from when I was standing here, I heard a
Yeah,
small
I
kid.
heard it
Maybe
too.
from maybe behind me.
I hear it over here.
Do you know how to?
You guys
Oh.
have a search warrant?
You know, at this point, we're looking for kids. We're concerned for the welfare of kids. And until we find those kids, we're here for exigent circumstances. So if you want us out of here, tell us where that basement is. We heard a kid
I
crying.
just heard a kid crying like 6 seconds ago. Maybe 10 seconds ago.
Listen, this started small, and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger until you tell us where those kids are. How do we get to them?
They're at the park.
Then why are we hearing kids coming from your basement?
As Carla continues with the facade, Officer Landon returns to her frantic search of the house,
I'd put
but
her
it's
in
Officer
handcuffs already.
Parker who's about to make the discovery they've been hoping for.
Hey, Isaac.
Found a thing.
Right behind the door?
Turns out there's a basement.
As they make their way into the hidden room that reeks of the smell of soiled diapers,
Case file excerpt. Observed a set of approximately 11 stairs that led to a basement. I went into the basement and immediately smelled a strong odor of what appeared to be soiled diapers. The stair led to a small room.
officers are going to make an unbelievable discovery.
Cover up. Who are you? Who are
Is there
you
an
and why are
adult
you
down
hiding
there?
all these kids down here? Get up. Get up. Hi, babies. It's okay, guys.
There's an adult down there. There's been an adult down there the whole time?
Both of you, come here now.
Ew.
I don't know what's going on, but this is not okay. Do you have any weapons on you?
Can I put my shoes on?
I'm going to pat you for weapons first. You need to go upstairs and talk to my partner. Ma'am.
Yeah, but I don't know.
5 times a-
I think that's a good point. She wanted all the officers at the park so that she could move the kids, but I don't know how she thought that would work. Because it's not like they'd all go over there, right? One of them maybe. Or they'd call another set and then one social worker. There's no way she thought she could get like every single person in that house over to the park. She can hope, I guess. It just like seems... She should have just not said anything.
71.
I know.
Hello.
We've about 20 kids down here.
In a revelation that stuns everyone, Officer Landon finds 25 very young children in the basement.
Sorry, I was just who are you?
Huh?
Who are you?
My name's Katie.
What is your deal with all this? Why are you hiding kids from us?
I'm not hiding them.
Kind of looks like it.
She needs to be in
The
prison
woman
for the rest of
Officer
her life.
Landon is speaking with is Caitlin Nelson. More shocking details about her role will be revealed, but for now, Officer Landon lays it out to her that she is in trouble.
You're looking at an obstruction charge at the minimum.
I don't even know what this licensing thing is. I don't understand what this.
Well, all I know
means exactly.
is law enforcement officers are in the house. You heard me knocking before. You heard me on the phone. I know she text messaged you and told you to shut the kids up. So you're looking at obstruction. I know you're watching the kids now, so I'm not going to ask you to take the kids up.
Okay. No, yeah.
I need to list all these parents.
I don't know all the parents' names and stuff. I don't know.
How long have you worked?
I've just been babysitting. That's all I've been told. Babysitting.
For how long?
For maybe a couple months.
I'm gonna turn the light on.
I don't know if
Let
that.
them come out of here.
Ladies, are you going to be okay with these kids for a second?
Yes.
while I
Well,
set
let
it
them
up?
come out. How long have you guys been down here? Not very long.
Like,
What does
how
that
long is
mean?
not very long? Give me an estimate.
I don't know, like an hour. Okay, maybe. Okay. I'm not sure.
Well, do
And we were like all sleeping, so.
While Katie claims they were hidden for maybe an hour, a later affidavit for Christina Chrissy Swager states that Carla told them to take all of the children inside to the basement earlier that day. While it's unclear how long the children were down there, it's
What is inherently wrong with running your daycare out of the basement? Like, there's other things that are wrong here that we can talk about, but would you get in trouble for just taking care of them in the basement? Like, that's the room you choose?
seems to have been longer than an hour. It appears that all of the kids had been dropped off like normal, and Carla and her staff panicked once the licensing officials arrived, followed by police. Officers now focus on reuniting the children with their families.
If you will help me get unhandcuffed, I will get all of these parents here to pick up these kids.
Okay, we can handcuff you, but if anything squirrely happens,
Nothing
it's not going to be good.
squirrely. Nothing squirrely. I promise.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Can we take care of our babies?
We're going to get the parents on the way. I don't know that you guys are fit to take care of babies because you hide them in a basement.
Why are you laughing? Dude, I hate this woman. Like, I don't even care if it's a nervous laugh. I hate her. Like, I straight hate this woman. Let's just get through this video.
Moving around.
We can change their diapers. We can get them
Yeah.
something to
There's
eat.
two ladies here that are working. And
They
that's
don't-
what should have been happening this entire time.
They don't know these two ladies.
No, so they're
Look,
they're all freaked out.
These
freak
ladies,
out. Just
look,
start calling parents.
I'll stay right here.
Just start calling parents.
Can wait for the okay, just hear me out. I get it. Okay? I get how you feel about me. Just listen. These three ladies can take care of those little guys, and I can get their parents on the phone. I can sit right there and we can get them out the door to where they belong. Can we work as a team to do that?
I
But
hate this
Officer
woman,
Landon is
dude.
not in the mood for negotiation and knows better than to give in to Carla's act.
Why are we here?
Yeah. How did we get to this point? That you're hiding kids in a basement and you're not being honest with me. If the kids had supervision and it's just that you have too many kids, that's not a crime. I don't care. But when you're preventing me from doing my job and you're creating physical obstacles for me to do my job,
And I did all of
that's
that.
when I care.
Okay, I did all of that and I'm guilty of all of that.
So just call. Just call. Katie, what? Stand up for me.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Put your hands on your back, okay? What's your middle name?
Can't put my stuff in my pockets, okay?
No, lay forward down.
Put it down right there.
Can I put my straight down?
No.
real quick?
Oh,
It turns out Caitlin Nelson has a long rap sheet. In fact, there was an active warrant against her at the time of this incident.
Officer Langdon Isaac informed me employee Caitlin Nelson, I don't know what the next bit is, maybe it's like a name, an active warrant for her arrest. I then detained Miss Nelson. I later transported her to my police cruiser.
As parents receive calls to pick up their children, Carla has some news to share with them.
If you're unable to come quickly, don't worry. Just come when you can. They're closing the business down. So if you don't have
Tell
to
them
rush
why.
Later interviews with parents highlight more horrific details about their children suffering from nightmares and not being able to sleep in the dark.
Okay, that seems like a very, very obvious red flag. Occasionally goes through spells of having nightmares and not being comfortable in her room at night by herself in the dark. I'm skipping the name because the name is blurred out. So name stated up until this point, again, they would think that this was normal child behavior that parents went through. And although that might still be the case, they definitely had doubts now about where that stemmed from. It says steamed, but I think that's meant to be stemmed. Name stated he understood that some kids were just that way and wanted to sleep with mom and dad. However, he was concerned because outside of that, Name is very independent, strong-willed. Name expressed that he was concerned about the way Name would wake up in the middle of the night. That is, sometimes it's hard to believe kids. I am of the opinion that you should believe children 100%, even if their problems may not seem that bad.
Carla Marie Faith was found guilty of 26 counts of child abuse without injury, a felony count of attempting to influence a public servant, and another misdemeanor charge of obstructing a peace officer. She's been sentenced to 6 years in prison
Not enough.
and is currently eligible for parole with the
A big problem that these people have once they get out of prison is that you really only know to do what you've been doing. What is she going to do for work when she gets out? Is she going to go back to taking care of kids? And we know from experience, from watching other videos like this, they don't always do background checks. And you don't really need a background check to own a business.
hearing set for August 2025. Caitlin Nelson pled guilty to 26 counts of child without injury and 1 felony count of possession of controlled substances. Though she failed to show up for her court date, something she's done for several charges in the past, Caitlin was sentenced to 365 days in jail, with credit for 135 days of time served and 4 years of probation. The probation requires her to complete a substance evaluation and comply with the recommended treatment, monitored sobriety, complete a child evaluation with the recommended treatment, and do 200 hours of community service. Christina Chrissy Swager had lied to police earlier and was actually an employee at Carla's daycare center. She was convicted of 26 counts of child without injury, a felony count of attempting to influence a public servant, and a misdemeanor charge of obstructing a peace officer. She was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison, with an additional 3 years of parole, which she is currently on. Valerie Fresquez, another employee at the daycare, pleaded guilty to 26 counts of child without injury and took a plea deal that required her to testify against her former colleagues. She received a 2-year deferred sentence in March 2021 that she completed in March 2023, allowing her to withdraw the guilty plea with all charges dismissed.